Welcome to our YouTube channel OLW Online Watch. This is Rohit. Today we are going to discuss about the topic Wuchereria Bancrofti. Before going to the topic, we have to know about Wuchereria Bancrofti. This is globally distributed species. This is globally distinct and it is belonging to the family Nematoda and phylum Invertebrata. These are the nematodes called as the roundworms. What is meant by Wuchereria bancrofti and how it is called as otherly? How many types of names to be named as Wuchereria bancrofti? In our India, we will generally call it as elephantiasis or lymphatic filariasis. Lymphatic filariasis or elephantiasis. Do we all know that elephant? Because it is having a stout legs and the body appearance is also a stout manner. But here to a person, this is a disease that which is affected to a man. It is the stages which consist of or in the two stages. One is definitive stage and infectative stage. And in the definitive stage, it is in the man. In the infective stage, in mosquito. It discussed in the two stages called two intermediate host and definitive host and intermediate host. One is definitive host is in man and the intermediate stage is in mosquito. How the filarial worms coil together and how it would be formed and together to form as an reproductively formed as the filarial worms. Let us see the life cycle of the Wuchereria bancrofti. This, we already know that it is also known as the elephantiasis and the lymphatic filariasis. Here in the life cycle, here the male and female worms coupled together or coiled together. Here it is the left side one is known as the symbol of the male worm and it is the female worm as shown in the diagram here. They are coiled together to form or to mate a couplet in the vessels of a man. In this, the two definitive stage and in the mosquito, the stages are as follows. Here, the male and female worms couplet in the lymph vessels of the man. What are the lymph vessels and what are the blood vessels? Do we all know that blood? Do we all having the lymph cells and lymphatic cells? Here we are having the lymphatic vessels of a man. And in the starting stage, the two male and female worms are coiled together, and these are, as we know that these are globally distribution in the world. But in the disease of filariasis, it should be exaggerated in the all of the nations and all of the countries, mostly in the Africa. This disease will be found mainly in the Africa. And here, see, well, then coming to the first stage, the two male and female gametes, female worms are coiled together, and next follows to the male and female worms coupled together in the lymph vessels of a man. Here, in the lymph vessels of a man, it followed to form the couplet in the form, and female worm releases the sheeted microfilaria. What is meant by microfilaria? Do you know what is meant by a microfilaria? Microfilaria is nothing but the first stage of larva. The first stage of larva is known as the microfilaria. Here we see that the female releases sheeted microfilaria that exhibit nocturnal period. Does we all have a question that what is a nocturnal period? What is a nocturnal period? The period that which has the daytime and as well as the night time. In the night time, the infectative disease or the infectative worm that mainly works in the two sessions called in the night time and in the daytime. In mostly in the daytime or in the night time, it takes 10 p.m. to 4 p.m. it takes nocturnal period. The nocturnal period means the period which takes place in the worms and in the man. Here see, then followed by a here microciliated form of Wuchereria Bancrofti. Then after the nocturnal period, here when mosquito sucks the blood, they enter the midgut. Here the first stage in the life cycle is the mosquito sucks the blood. The mosquito sucks the blood. When an infected mosquito bites a healthy man, the microfilarias are released into the blood or a lymphatic vessels of a man, and then it passes to the lymphatic vessels to the passes to a nocturnal period in the daytime and as well as in the night time. In most of the cases in the night time it grows the microfilariasis in the night time. And then coming to that, when mosquito sucks the blood, they enters the midgut. In the mosquito, what is the main cause? What is the main cause of the mosquito? Which mosquito is injecting the blood, sucks the blood from the human? Here we all know that the female Culex anopheles mosquito. Female Culex anopheles mosquito is here. See, after the female anopheles mosquito is responsible for this elephantiasis disease. When this disease occurs to a man, the man doesn't know any changes in the body. When the body gradually increases mainly in the limbs, the body gradually increases its size and it has an paining sensation or a pain of the limbs, and they get lower tense and the body temperature is also low and it causes the sleeping. This infects the elephantiasis mainly infects the man in the daytime and as well as nighttime. When comparing to the daytime, the microfilarias actually moves very faster into the lymphatic vessels or blood vessels very faster. Here see, sheet gets dissolved in the midgut of the mosquito. Here in the stage when mosquito sucks the blood, they enter the midgut, and the following stage sheet gets dissolved into the midgut of the mosquito. Here then it follows the excited microfilariasis reach the hemocoel. Here, excreted microfilaria. The first stage of the microfilaria is called the first stage of larva is released into the man, and excreted microfilaria reach the hemocoel, and then it follows and reaches the thoracic muscles and transform into the first larva. Reach the thoracic muscles and transforms into the first larva, or usually it call it as sausage shaped larva. Here we clearly observe in the picture, it is a sausage shaped picture is drawn in the diagram. These thoracic muscles and transforms into the first larva. Then it enters into from the first larva it enters into the first molting stage. From the first molting stage it enters into the second stage of larva and the second stage of microfilariae. And as we discussed in the starting, here the male and female worms are coupled together and couplet to form, and male and female worms couplet to form a lymphatic vessels in the man, and then it goes to the sheeted microfilaria, exhibit nocturnal period. Then it shows the picture here. When mosquito sucks the blood, they enters into the midgut. After entering into the midgut, the sheet was dissolved in the midgut, and it reaches the muscles, thoracic muscles, and transforms into first larva or sausage shaped larva. Then it enters into the first stage of molting. molting, then it enters into the second stage larva, and in the second stage of larva, the long infected third stage larva should be followed by the second stage. Here we can see a worm that gradually increases in the human blood. Here in the all process that occurs in the mosquito. Then after the third stage, it enters into the labium of mosquito. This process done in the two stages, as we said earlier, in the definitive stage and the intermediate stage. In the definitive stage, acts as a man, or in a human, or in the mosquito, it acts as an intermediate host. It mainly discuss about the two hosts, or consists about the two particular areas known as definitive and indefinitive host. Then reaches to the labium of the mosquito. Mosquito bites the larva of the labium. Mosquito bites the larva, and then it reaches to the lymphatic vessels. This is the whole process that gradually circulate or revolves around the process. Here see, reach lymphatic vessels, then it forms to the third molting. Here in the life cycle, the larva stage is started first, and then it enters into the molting. What is called molting? Molting means the larva stage is developed to form a molting. Here the third stage larva is developed to a third molting, and it enters into the stage 4 larva. It enters into the stage 4 larva. Here from the stage 4 larva, it enters into the fourth molting. In the fourth one, what is the process to be done here? The microfilaria or the microfilarias in the life cycle passes to the lymphatic vessels or the blood vessels, that which passes from the first stage of larva to the sausage staple larva, and it enters into the first molting, and it forms to second stage of larva, and it enters into the second molting, and then reaches to the labium of the mosquito. Labium is the part that which present to the near mouth part of the mosquito, and enters into the fourth stage, the last stage. Again it grows the younger ones to a last stage, and then forms the new coiled larvas in the man. The cycle starts in the man, and then if a healthy man infected by a infected by the mosquito called Anopheles mosquito, Culex Anopheles mosquito. This is globally distributed all over the world. And once again we can recap this one. Here it is basically called as the elephantiasis and the filarial worms, or lymphatic filariasis. There the causes of the Wuchereria Bancrofti is the man will be stressed and tensioned, and it loosens the temperature, and the body follows the lower the temperature rate, and the sleeping illness due to the sleeping illness, the legs will become stout. Do we all know that stout means very round and broad of the legs? The legs become very stout, and the legs resembles to see as an elephant legs. As we discussed so far in the topic here, elephant, when we are seeing an elephant, the elephant look like very stout and very big. The legs are very broad and stout. As in the same way appears to a man, the legs of the man should appear as in the same way as a long. Thank you.